user Macron. President snubbed for failing anti-Brexit intrigue as UK turned down fishing deal. Emmanuel Macron has been warned he has the most to lose from his anti-Brexit vendetta amid an ongoing fishing row. Britain and France have squabbled for decades over access to the rich fishing grounds around their channel coasts. Under new rules enforced after Brexit, French fishermen must apply for a permit to enjoy unfettered access to UK waters. Britain has so far approved more than 90% of fishing licenses France has applied for. But France has claimed UK officials are still withholding another 73 permits. The UK government issued 23 additional licenses, but France has remained furious at the actions of the British. Mr. Macron's government has threatened to take retaliatory measures against Britain if more licenses are not granted. They accused the government of failing to honour the terms of the EU trade deal. Now, in his latest column in The Spectator, Professor John Kager warned Mr. Macron has the most to lose if he continues with his anti-Brexit stance. The former professor at the University of Cambridge said, "The one European power with the most to lose from Britain turning its gaze from the European continent is France." Irony indeed, given Emmanuel Macron's 5-year anti-Brexit vendetta, further encouraging London's pivot overseas. Post-Brexit France is now unable, when French interests so demand, to side with Britain against Germany to get her way. She is more alone in managing a gently rising Germany than for years. Professor Kager went on to warn the French president that the incoming German administration is fast learning the tactless pressure associated with Mr. Macron. Under the terms of the post-Brexit trade agreement signed last December, fishing boats with historic access to Britain's waters must be given permits to allow them to continue to do so. They must prove they access the waters at least one day a year between 2013 and 2016. On December 9, Downing Street refused to back down in the face of fresh French threats of EU-wide retaliation if more licenses were not granted. On Christmas Eve, the French Europe Minister, Clement Beaune, said will be a high-profile meeting with European Union representatives on January 4 and litigation at a special tribunal put in place by the Brexit Accords will start in the very first days of January. France had initially warned it would sue Britain within a matter of days over the long-running row over post-Brexit fishing licenses. Prime Minister Boris Johnson is under fire for betraying the fishing industry to get Brexit done. Fishing licenses have been the main point of contention between the two countries for months, with France accusing Britain of not granting all the authorizations agreed under the deal, and the UK alleging some French vessels lack the proper paperwork required to qualify for a license. After Paris threatened with EU legal action and retaliation, Britain issued 23 additional licenses on December 13, adding up to the 93% of fishing licenses obtained by France. However, the bilateral dispute has not prevented the European Union and UK to reach an overall agreement on how to divide up fish stocks they jointly manage. Under the Brexit Trade and Cooperation Agreement, DCA, EU and UK must negotiate total allowable catches, TACs, in the stocks they share in the Atlantic and the North Sea, on an annual basis. After 2 months of discussions, the European Council announced it had approved a deal between the EU and the UK for 2022, including tax for around 65 jointly managed stocks and provisions for the overfishing of non-quota stocks. This is the second post-Brexit agreement on catch limits. Thanks to goodwill and a constructive approach on both sides, we were able to reach an agreement that provides certainty for EU fishermen and women going forward, said Jos Podgorček, Slovenia's agriculture minister, whose country holds the rotatory EU presidency until January 1. In a statement, the European Commission said the agreement creates certainty for fishing communities in both the EU and the UK, cements the sustainable use of marine living resources and establishes a strong basis for continued EU-UK cooperation in the area of fisheries.